A ride by Jamie Carr. Finally gets a South Australian Group 1, and moments after going across the line, she caught up with Bruce.
What a ride.
It's all I wanted to do, just ride a Group 1 back home, and what a day. It was special.
But you gave her a peach, Jamie. You said to us earlier you're going to squeeze her a bit early and get the trail. You're probably closer than you expected, but you gave her a peach.
Yeah, I thought there'd be a couple more going forward, and there wasn't in the end, so we had to do a touch of work, but I wanted to be 3rd, 4th, 5th, and we're probably a touch closer than I thought I'd be, but it worked out.
And from the home turn, were you pretty confident?
I was, I could feel she was feeling the pinch, but Tony's just trained her to perfection. She was so tough. She was never giving up. Obviously, he's given her a soft week in between last start, but she just performed super today.
And you've had so many great days, haven't you, in racing? This one's up there?
This is up there. It's very special. Obviously, I've had a great few months, but I just wanted to win one back home in Adelaide, and especially for people like Tony, who has supported me since I was a young 16-year-old. It means a lot to ride a Group 1 finally for him.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
The backup, Tony. Well done. You had confidence, didn't you?
Yeah, look, Bruce, Calvin, my son, and Jamie last week after the Oaks, they were so bullish about pushing me to back her up, and they wanted to do it. And so I rang Terry Jarvis, the owner, and Terry said, look, it's in your hands. If you're happy with the filly, let's do it. And but Calvin, Jamie, they were so up about it last week, and how good a judges are they?
What a ride.
Beautiful ride. Jamie, she said to me before that she was going to be very positive out. She was worried about those horses coming across on her, and she gave her the box seat and just had such faith in the filly to run the trip. So she's such a bonus to have her on your horses.
What does it mean, mate? You were second as a jockey on a very good horse of many years ago in this race. What does it mean to win a derby in your home state?
Oh, it's everything, Bruce. I'm a proud South Australian, as you are, and to come home and win at an elite level is magnificent. And I wish I'd have rode the winner of the derby, but training it's just as good.
He's got to be considered in the South Australian Hall of Fame. He's
Absolutely.
not in there at the moment.
Isn't he? I didn't even know.
I tell you what, that might have just sealed the deal, training the derby there.
So Bruce doing a wonderful job there, catching up with the winners of the SA Derby, and great to see how much it means to Jamie Carr as well. We are not done yet, believe it or not. We've still got the Sire's Produce to come in WA. Before we take in that 2-year-old race, let's relive all the great highlights of the WA Autumn Carnivals.
A lot of good men has reached the lead. Lord Bambi has come through. Big good order over on the inside, but it's a lot of good men clear. 2 in front, 3 in front. Buckets Ridge taking ground on together with Lord Bambi, but it's a lot of good men. A lot of good men. 2 lengths to either Buckets Ridge or Lord Bambi.
Earthstorm's in pursuit, followed further back Siren Assault, but bustling by the 200 is well clear. It's bustling by 3 on Earthstorm. It's all bustling. Bustling's pulling away from them. Shins hardly had to move on Bustling, and Bustling breaks them in the Karrakatta. What an effortless win by Bustling from Earthstorm. Oscar's Fortune getting right up against the inside for Pike. He's coming quickly, Oscar's Fortune. It's overpass in front though from Oscar's Fortune. Amelia's Jewel overpass. Too good for them again, and they ram home another one in the quokka. It's overpass from Amelia's Jewel. Saloon bar Oscar's Fortune near the rail. It's more Ascot delight for Baker.
So Bustling, he has been the star 2-year-old over there so far. Can he add another win next to the 3 he already has?
Well, leading into the Karrakatta Plate, Bruce McAvaney and I were chatting about it in the mounting yard, and Bruce said, listen, that was a really good win in the Perth Stakes. I just can't believe the price he is. He seems too short. And then after the Karrakatta Plate, Bruce's opening remarks were, I can see what the fuss was all about.
Yeah.
He is really, really good. So why won't he continue on? I mean, he goes up
short, though.
An extra 200 metres, but who's going to knock him off? Because he looks like the longer it goes, even better. He's by Frosted. And by gee, I think he's going to run really well. Dan Morton, Brad Parnham knows him so well. I mean, how do you make cases for others? That's the key.
Yep, so big shots at a big price there. Chris Parnham to ride for Luke Fernie. Comes out of the Karrakatta Plate, and you see what Bustling did to him last start. absolutely smashed him by 6 lengths. So you are asking yourself the question, how can these turn the table on him? Battle Commander, Craig Staples and Paul Jordan team up for a 2-year-old who is only got the 1 win but has had 10 starts. That's a lot of racing for a 2-year-old.
He has been damn busy. He's comes through a totally different form reference, so he'll be somewhere near the speed. Here's a maiden here called Tactics for Neville Parnham. Ran second last start in a 0 Metro win race and was beaten by Spice is Right, who's not in this race. So maybe consider, due to that nice barrier and only lightly raced for your trifectas and first fours, but trying to mount a case to be able to knock off the fave is hard.
Calling a horse Battle on Battler is brave.
It's certainly by Leonardo da Vinci. This is my roughie in the race. I love this name too, Chest Out Swagger, Holly Watson. Now, start number 2 in its career for Mitchell Pateman. Made its debut over 1,100 metres, got out of its ground, and just the last 100 metres, when you watch it on replay, you think, oh, okay, you're going to make yourself a bit of a horse here, and 1,400 metres, I'm sure, will suit. So, Chest Out Swagger is the...
That one's named after you. Is Battle on Battler named after?
Chest Out. Well, hopefully we'll be cheering on this guy, and that is bustling for the WA Sires Produce. Better check in with the market to see what sort of price is available for bustling. Super Smink won this race last year. Whispering Brook a few years ago. The Tab Touch market has bustling $1.32. So $1.45 smashed into $1.32. Golden Kathleen at $6.50 with Blue Rocket at $8.50. Did get up to $10, but has been spec late into $8.50. Pretty much write your own ticket, including horse number 6 in Chest Out Swagger, which is $41. Just trimmed in a little bit into $34. And of course, make sure you know what you're really gambling with. For free and confidential support, 1-800-858-858, or visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.
Jeez, you're a very good Tab Touch guy. You've got the Tab Touch.
Horse number 6 was on our screen before. We moved to horse number 8 in Blue Point. A filly by a Blue Point filly called Blue Rocket for Daniel and Ben Pearce. Now, the reason why this horse will be firm in any market, W Pike. So
a wizard.
The Eastern State punters just go, you know what? What's Willie Pike got? And they tend to back whatever W Pike is on. And here's Golden Kathleen, the filly by Leonardo da Vinci for Russell Stewart. Stephen Parnham taking the ride and an inside barrier. So the Parnhams are all involved. Brad, Chris, Steve, and Neville trains one that none of the boys are riding.
It's a great family, isn't it? They're a wonderful WA racing family, and anytime you take a look at a guide in WA, you are bound to find not one Parnham, but probably 2 or 3 involved there, especially at a Metro meeting.
It's interesting that Brad, Chris or Steve did not want to jump on Dad's horse in Tactics here and have gone and, well, I can see why Brad's decided to stick with bustling, and why wouldn't you? Dan Morton, who is just a great trainer. We've seen him bring quality horses like Scenic Blast over to Victoria, and then, of course, tackle Royal Ascot and win. So Dan knows what it takes to get a really good sprinter. This is the Sires Produce. Go back in history, Hard Rada winning this race, and covertly God Has Spoken, who the Parnhams know so well as well. So we're a minute and a half away. Bustling $1.20 something. Yeah. By gee.
It's probably the anchor for a few people's multis, especially if they've been racing in the eastern states today. Now, wow, I never thought I'd get to ask you this, but a hot horse from the Tab Touch guy and Jason Richardson, please.
The hot horse is number 1, Bustling here. No surprise, $1.32 for you, Speedy, now. Bustling, $1.32. $1.45 into $1.32 for a Bustling. Just looks too good. I think we have got to keep a good look at this guy. I think we will see him in Melbourne when it comes towards the spring. You would imagine that they would say, okay, that's enough for you. if he runs out a solid 1,400 metres, is he a Caulfield Guineas type?
Yeah, okay.
Just don't know.
Good question. So we are stepping up to the 1,400 metres today with the Sires Produce, and there are a few in the field that have tackled that before. Tactics is one of those runners who has gotten over the 1,400 metres, as is Battle on Battler. Again, brave naming of that galloper. And a lot of horses coming out of 1,200 and 1,100 metre races. And I think it's important to note, especially with these babies, these guys are still 2-year-olds. It's late 2-year-old racing, of course, but the difference from 11 to 14, I reckon, when you're this age is vast, and you've got to be able to see out the 7 furlongs.
You're dead right there. Those that have been following the Richos Roughies, we've had a bad day today, a couple of placings, but we haven't landed a blow.
I'm looking at a lot of pink there. You've had a lot of wins.
But the Roughies have been running placings, but Chest Out Swagger is the horse if you want to go down that road. Darren McAuliffe's ready to call the action. It is the WA Sires Produce.
Key Clean, WA Sires Produce Stakes. Nearly set. Snippy Sean had just his second racetrack appearance. Comes forward now. 1:28 bustling. Red light appearing on top of the starting gates. Off they go. And the first of them to leave, Battle Commander, bustling away quickly. Up there as well soon after, Blue Rocket will be prominent, settling into stride. Golden Kathleen also handy to the speed early, but Battle Commander will settle down in front of the raging favourite, Bustling, who's fired up there on his outside. In behind them, travelling third, Golden Kathleen, a muddling speed. Blue Rocket fourth, 1.5 away. Then came Chest Out Swagger, who's midfield outside of Tactics. In behind those, next of all, is Big Shots, who's in the back half of the field, followed by Snippy Sean, and last is Battle on Battler. 700 left to go. Battle Commander, it led the way in the Sires Produce, 3/4 of a length in front. Running second is Bustling, 1.5 lengths. Golden Kathleen, she's got nowhere to move at the moment, keeping a hemmed away. Blue Rocket up running fourth. They're being followed further back behind them. Chest Out Swagger fifth with about 450 to go. Tactics is over on the inside next of all. Then Big Shot, Snippy Sean, and last is Battle on Battler. At the top of the home straight, Brad Parnham gave the favourite its head. Bustling burst to the lead. Bustling set sail for the judge. Kicked 2.5 in front from the filly Golden Kathleen. It's Bustling though down inside the last 120, and all home a winner in the Sires Produce. He's dominating them, and the star youngster goes on to win the Sires in a canter. Bustling from Golden Kathleen. Third, Big Shots. Battle Commander battled away in fourth spot, followed by Tactics. Then Chest Out Swagger. Blue Rocket couldn't come on. It was the first to buckle, beating only a couple home, Snippy Sean and Battle on Battler.
He's pretty good. Pretty good indeed.
Don't know who he's meeting at the moment, but all you can do is win as emphatically as he is. And the Perth Stakes win was terrific. Karrakatta Plate went up to another level. Now he's extended his brilliance to 1,400 metres, throttled down. Sure, we'll see him in the Eastern States at some time. It's
an interesting point you make. I mean, we don't know a lot about the 2-year-olds that he's faced today and what kind of quality they are, but he's doing it easily. So you hope maybe that they pull the pin now and maybe just wait until the spring, or do they keep him going? Is there a race up in Queensland for him in a month or so time? I mean, that would be a very bold move.
Oh, is it? Yeah, you might. Is he a JJ Atkins horse? 1,600 metres, you would imagine, wouldn't stop him the way he's going there. The race that they always want to win in WA is the Railway, so he'd be a 3-year-old in December having a crack at a race, or late November having a crack at that. So is that what they do with him? They tip him out, keep him in WA, try to get him with a lightweight as a 3-year-old and go through that series towards the Railway, and then you can of course go on to Wait for Age in the Northerly. Do they keep him as a sprinter? Don't know, but he's in good hands, isn't he, with Dan Morton? Or it's a long trip, isn't it, Perth to Brisbane? But
it is a very long trip, but I mean, he's fit. He gets the 14. He steps up to the mile. It might work out, but that would be a very bold plan. I'm not sure how many 2-year-olds from WA we've seen in a JJ Atkins over the
great question.
last few years, but Look, it's a very strong win under hands and heels from Brad Parnham at the end of the day. Golden Kathleen runs in for second, Big Shots in for third, and Battle Commander, who was brave out front, just weakened in the concluding stages to finish fourth. Your Ruffy was going great until the turn, but he had Bambi legs.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he was going absolutely everywhere. I haven't given up on him yet, but he's not. He is the widest runner there. He is. Oh, yeah, you're right about the legs. See the back legs coming out at a vital stage there. So, anyway, Bustling was. I'm a dumpling guy.
Oh, me too.
Love a dumpling. Autumn Angel. So a filly is the favourite for the Queensland Derby. Mr. Kipchoge at $8 with Tannhauser. Kintyre at 2,400 metres.
I don't think that's his go.
After a long prep. Oh, I don't know about that.
Bullets High runs Wednesday, I think, for Joe Pride. Another one to keep an eye on, who's just going through the grades very steadily. And I know you've got eyes for Cap Ferrar. Yeah. You've always had eyes for Cap Ferrar. It's
time I see other people, I think, for Cap Ferrar and I. But that looks a beautiful race for him. And I haven't given up on Caracas, who ran first up today and got inconvenienced at a vital stage and hit the line under his own steam. Okay. Votes today. Well, we've ummed and ahed, haven't we? But considering what we saw throughout the day with Jamie Carr winning a stakes double, but winning a Group 1, I mean, her ride on the map was superb, we know that, but the map had a fair bit on them upon reflection. But for to win her first ever Group 1 in South Australia, to do it from barrier number 8 and then to go forward and then get into the rail and then drop her hands and get that filly to settle, I thought that was an outstanding riding performance. Talking about outstanding riding performances as well, Vlad Jurek back in Australia, 2 votes. He got a stakes double there and was magnificent on Antino. And a training performance for Tony and Calvin McAvoy. You've got to give them a vote for backing up that filly.
Yeah, absolutely. Well done there. Jamie Carr, she was great today, and great to see Vlad with a nice win. Hopefully he can continue with that momentum into the rest of the Queensland Carnival. And this is what we've got next Saturday. So we're racing at Gosford for the standalone up there next weekend. Caulfield, we're back here on track. Morfettfield for the Group 1, Goodwood as well, and the Sunshine Coast. Now, unfortunately, that's because the Gold Coast can't host that meeting, so they will transfer it down to the Sunny Coast, where we'll see the Hollandale and the Guineas and the rest.
And the Gosford Cup. So that's an interesting little blend, isn't it? A great day of racing, and what a game this is going to be. Melbourne and Geelong, 2 of the absolute powerhouses this season. Geelong look unstoppable, don't they?
Did you think at this point in the year, after 7 rounds, they'd be undefeated still?
They are in unbelievable touch, aren't they? And they disposed of my mighty Blues. They got their eyes on your Bombers soon too. They're going all right.
I want to believe. Like Antino, I want to believe.
I've got to believe.
Until I can see them really put someone else away. Anyways.
Great day today, mate.
Lovely day as we see the sun setting here at Caulfield. We will see you back here next weekend for another great day's racing.